Hello friends, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm back here in Genshin Impact because we're going to be doing another character building video, and it is the final character in my starter characters building series. It is the Traveler. Now I kind of talked about this in my Kaya building video. I just sort of left it as a mystery for you guys, but it was pretty easy to guess who the final character would be to complete our starter team, and for me that is Lumine. Now in the early game I didn't really use her that much, I kind of got rid of her immediately, but towards the mid to late game I used her as a Dendro support unit and Dendro applicator for some spread teams and aggravate teams when I first got Alhaitham, and when I right before I stopped using Razor, so that was kind of what I used her for, which is why she's currently resonating with Dendro. But today we're going to be using the original OG Anemo Traveler that everybody knows and loves. Now there's not really going to be too much building in this video because she's pretty much already completed, except right now she has a Dendro build on, so all we're going to really have to do is switch the Dendro artifacts to an Anemo sub DPS build. So for the tests today, we're going to be doing two tests. One of them is going to be just a typical Anemo DPS with 2-piece Viridescent, 2-piece attack build, and then the other test is going to be an Elemental Mastery build. So let me switch the artifacts and I'll show you what we're going to be doing for the DPS Anemo build. Here is her artifacts, and before I forget, I should probably go resonate with Anemo. Yes, the first ever Statue of the Seven encountered in the game. This brings back so many memories, honestly. Okay, now that we're resonated with Anemo, we can look more into things like talents and constellations. Now for constellations, obviously C is C6 because I'm AR-59 and I've gone through the entire Archon Quest series. Her talents are pretty low because, as I said, I never really used her. They're at 233, but the books are actually open today, and I have some resin, so we'll be able to farm a few quick runs in there and get some books to level her talents. Now from what I'm seeing, she needs the Samatril material, which is good because I have a lot of those, and that is like the one material recently that not too many characters need, so we won't have to run out and farm any monsters today. I also forgot earlier, but her weapon, I forgot to change it. Currently we have the Cannon Dull Blade weapon, but what I plan to use throughout this test is an Iron Sting. Now I know a better weapon would probably be the Skyward Blade, but unfortunately I don't have it. I got its thick and chubby counterpart, the Skyward Pride, and that is currently sitting on Navia. Now I know this is completely unrelated to this video, but a Navia building video will be coming out soon. I've just been not being able to get any good artifacts at all for her, which is why the video for her building has been really delayed. But anyways, back to Anemo Traveler here. Let's look at her ratio here. 55.9, 157.3. It's pretty average, I think. I would like a little bit more crit rate and crit damage ratio, but at this point, who really cares? It is very good, like, starting point, I think. I'm not going to level her to 90 because I think it's literally just a waste of resources, because I never use Anemo Traveler or Traveler at all, if I'm being completely honest. So I know that exclamation point might be bothering some of you, but I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna do it. So as I said earlier, the first thing I want to do today is go to this domain to get the Guide to Ballad. I have 2 Fragile Resins saved up. I got them both from Battle Pass when I was increasing it yesterday, so let's convert that. We now almost have 160 resin, and it bothers me how close we are. But let's convert it into condensed resin and get into the domain and see how many books we can get. Okay, so I went through the domain about 4 times, and while I was leveling up her talents, I realized that my microphone was muted. So, I did level them all, but you didn't hear anything. It wasn't really that interesting anyway, because, I stupidly found out that the Traveler takes 3 different kinds of books instead of 1, and I just leveled them to 477, so yeah. Now another thing I do want to share with you is what I'm going to be doing for the Elemental Mastery build, so let me switch the artifacts and then I will show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I did for the Elemental Mastery build is basically just switched out the Gladiators pieces for a 2-piece Wanderers trope set. The ratio is a little bit lower, but that doesn't really matter to me that much because basically we're just going to be using her as a catalyst for elemental reactions. Now, as you can see, she has 438 Elemental Mastery as opposed to whatever she had before. But now, all that is left to do is test these two builds out. I am basically about to contradict everything I just said in this entire video, but for the build I'm actually going to be switching her weapon to a Blackcliff longsword because this sword gives a lot more DPS capabilities. Now I know I thought that using the Iron Sting would help with that, but it really doesn't. This gives more attack and it also gives crit damage, which brought her ratio up a whole lot more, so that's going to help us a lot. But anyways, for the team comp, I'm going to be using Lumine, Faruzan, Bennett, and Mona. Faruzan can decrease opponents' Anemo resistance, so can the Traveler, by the way. I forgot to tell you, one of her constellations, when you use the Tornado, that also does decrease the elemental res as well. I'm pretty sure it's C4, but I'm not sure. Anyways, Bennett is going to be used for an attack boost, and Mona is also going to be used as a further damage booster. So, let's try this out. Alright, let's test this out. Now, I know I have not really ever used Faruzan before. She was level 80 because in a previous video where I did Scaramouche pulls, I actually thought I was going to get Scaramouche, so I in turn built Faruzan because I knew that she was a good support for him. But I never got him, so let's try this again. Maybe Faruzan will be useful here today. Wow, she has very low, or very high resistance to interruption. Okay. Okay, Q. 10k swirl. I saw 10k. That was good. Wow. Okay, that was really good. I'm happy with the 10k swirl because I know that Traveler is a pretty niche unit, especially for Anemo support. Oops. Well, anyways, as I was saying, I do know Traveler is a pretty niche unit because I know a lot of people don't use her and her scaling is pretty low, at least from what I saw. But I think if the talents were higher, then the Traveler would definitely do a lot more damage. But I'm not going to put too much effort into that yet. I'm going to save that for the all 4 starter character building video when we have Amber, Kaya, Lisa, and Traveler all together. But now let's put on the Elemental Mastery artifacts and try again. Alright, so we now have these artifacts on. Her ratio is looking really good. I did change up the artifacts a little bit because now with the Blackcliff longsword, we're going to have a lot more crit damage, so hopefully that also helps us as well. But let's get back to the Cryo Regisvine and try this fight again. Here we go. Oop. Mona. Okay, she did actually about the same amount of damage as last time from what I'm seeing here. She did a 9k swirl, I think that was the biggest that I saw. Let's compare the HP bars to the last one and to this one as well, so that we can see if she did more damage, or if she just did the same amount of damage flat. But yeah, with that, that is the end of our Lumine Traveler, Anemo Traveler testing. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this chaotic Anemo Traveler video. The tests went pretty okay. I was sort of not expecting to do much more damage than that considering the level and the scaling with the Anemo Traveler. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy that. Stay tuned for the all 4 starter character team comp video. That will be coming soon. It won't take very long because it's basically just putting all the characters together. But yeah, I also did want to say thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. I know I've been saying it for a long time, but in my community tab, I'm going to be doing a Q&A, so if you have any questions that you want from me, please comment there. We have gotten no questions so far, so I would really like some. But yeah, that is all that I have to say. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends! And also, if you know how to build Anemo Traveler better, please tell me, because I need help.